I figured why not just share because just the first one's quite interesting here. The images I just took tonight. That's December 19th, 2024. Oh, that's like something else there. Interesting. I swear one day I'm just gonna find out, oh no, Samsung's been psychologically psyoping all of its customers. And if you have a Samsung Galaxy phone, whenever you take a picture of a star, it invents this whole story to make you mentally ill. Sorry, it was already mentally ill. That means this makes me intuitive and smart and insightful. That's how I see it. Look at that. Whoa. This white is the balcony. I had the phone on a tripod facing straight up, pretty much. Afraid that it would fall over the balcony, so I kind of kept it half half. But anyway, it's interesting. This is what they're showing all over the news. Well, all over. In some of the news of the mainstream news, NBC, a reporter was talking about this. And they're saying, and you're sure that's not the moon now? Russell Brand was laughing at that. It's like, no, we're pretty sure, no, the moon's over there. This, however, is we don't quite know. Okay, now back to you. As if it's not really important or, that there's no consequence to this. Just trying to brainwash you already to think a certain way. I've been seeing these for 2 years. This is just the online Google stuff. It's really uneventful. It's when I save them to my hard drive on my computer and then I open them with Earth in View that there seems to be a lot more going on. This helped bring out a little bit. The Ben Hen looks like a little happy face. Ben Hendy from Casper's site goes, "What the hell, man? It's like this thing looks like a rolled up condom," and it does. But with like, is it like the new Bitcoin? Is this like a logo or something? What's going on? Are we being told what to invest in? Oh, maybe I should keep this one for myself. No, I don't really act all that human. I would share it. No, I just don't want to see any world with any money in it whatsoever. It defeats the whole purpose of what it means to be a divine human being, a spiritual, a spirit in a meat suit, a dumb meat suit that makes shit like money important and then makes you feel like some are deserving and some are not, and we'll decide for you. I don't know. I have very, very weird, not weird, different, unique, and my own worldviews that actually sit better in my heart than what I see almost in every other person I've ever met, to be honest. And I know there's definitely some darlings out there and sweethearts, and everybody's suffering in some way. But it's time for us to wake up together and realize that, yeah, you are meant to be just as wealthy as your prime minister or your king or your queen, and that actually there's enough rock, marble, stone, diamonds, gold, whatever on this earth to have everyone living in a in luxury. It's not just for lining churches, like the insides and decorating churches with gold and things to make you feel that, oh, you don't deserve and bow down now and pay respects and oh, Almighty God is probably within each of us, but we are just told not to believe that and to see it as something outside of yourself. And I think that's where I'm gonna go a little deeper into weird shit like addiction theories that you can't do it on your own. You've got to go to your 12-step meeting and seek that outside external support, when really the truth is, think of like Wizard of Oz teachings, or something, the truth and the magic is always in you inside all this time, or whatever teachings like we grow up in such a contradictory world. We teach our children to get along and cooperate in the schoolyard, but then we expect them to grow up and fight and spend all their money on weapons of mass destruction to kill each other. So why don't you just stop being freaking hypocrites and start encouraging that in the elementary schools, in the schoolyard? Tell them to beat the crap out of each other. Oh, if you don't want that, then why are you putting up with it with your higher ups, the people you give 30% of your income to, your governments, we allow all of this tax. We think we're a free country. They take 30% of your money and go give it to like some war somewhere else to make all these weapons industries rich while you have to work a third job to afford the food that you're used to buying for yourself. Or you're 55 and wondering if you need to take in another roommate to make ends meet. It's like, really? I don't think that's how we're meant to live. Just saying. Of course, I'm angry and upset with that. However, I accept my situation where I'm at, and I've made decisions that have enabled me to, pay rent and eat food. Because Canada was not allowing that. Well, there's going to be a lot here as usual. There'll probably be a handful of interesting ones. It's certainly much of all the same. Boy, does that ever look red. That one was hard to tell. I was laying back on my balcony with my head looking up and using the corner of something to like measure, is it only the clouds wisping by, which they were. Oh, that's an interesting shaped cloud. I love it when those clouds look like there's a face popping out of it, like of a cloud, like here. The clouds were wisping by for sure, and I know that can give the impression that this is moving, but what was true this time is they were both moving. Do you hear some snooty debunker in your mind to like, oh, stupid, that's just the clouds moving? It's like, I'm aware of what to check because I'm very smart, intuitive. I can make a mistake, but in general, I'm very smart and intuitive and would know to check stuff like that. Oh, this was a hyperlapse I did. It's kind of cool. How long does that last? Not very long. 30 seconds. Oh, there's an interesting cloud seemingly to, oh boy, that one seemed to go up quickly, but it's just vapor, I guess. But sometimes I've captured little things whizzing by. Oh, that's so cool. I love the cloud effect in this. Oh, it's looping now. That's cool. I think there's another. No, no, it's not hyperlapse. Ooh, interesting. I mean, who would say no, silly? That's just what stars look like when you take it with your camera. Have you ever taken pictures of stars before with a camera that's times 100? Well, that's what you get. Now, go back and get that third job to pay your rent. Don't get too smart now. Oh man, this is just so intriguing. It's just like full of craft in the sky. I do not believe all of these are man-made. I do not, and I certainly know one thing is not. Oh, interesting back. Oh, that's a motorcycle. One thing that you should keep in mind is never to trust your mainstream media. They're trying to instill fear. They're telling you New Jersey Jones, nothing to worry about. It's just some hobbyists and stuff like that. Then they pretend to get you engaged. Say, well, report things to us. We're taking this seriously. But they're like, oh no, there's not much to see here. It's like, what a psychotic world we allow ourselves to be governed by a bunch of psychotics, and we wonder why we're all on antidepressants and crap and anti-anxiety. If they stopped, if they just changed the music roll that they cue in the news with, if they just changed that jingle to something more harmonious and positive with a loving spirit, half the people who are on anti-anxieties could probably go off of them just with that change alone. Then meditation is yoga, a little exercise, stop eating sugar and stop following the freaking food guide. It's designed to kill you and give you diabetes because they also make the diabetes medications. Like, yeah, conspiracies, guess what? They're all like freaking true for the most part. How many people look up the incidents of conspiracies that come true? Not enough people. What is wrong here? I've completely lost my zooming. It's way too zoomed out. Well, okay, obviously, there's tons there. This was one of the most interesting ones from yesterday. That was
From my
supposed to be
pictures last night, and I cleared up some of the images,
Mars. It's
brightened them.
supposed to be Mars. Supposed to be Mars. Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, there we go. Mars. I'm trying to get out of this full screen mode. It's not really working. Yeah, you get my drift. It was another cool night in the skies. Oh, that's interesting. Pink stuff. Just like I had beings that look like this. This texture. I almost want to call it like it looks like I don't know, it looks like a meatball, like raw meatball. The texture here, the reddish pinkish. And oh wow, I don't know what this is, man. Whoa, this is so cool. But I was in Stanley Park at some point last summer when I took a picture of stars up ahead. You can see some tree branches in the foreground. But to the left of the tree were the shape of two beings with large reddish heads like this, which seems to be an ongoing theme in some of the abnormal things I capture. Oh, wow, yeah. How interesting. Is that a large craft? Is it a large monster? Actually, that looks a lot like the shape of the being I captured across the Lost Lagoon Lake there, August 8th or 9th, 2024. So neat. What the heck? God, what is red like that in the sky? Look, now looks like it has a giant eye here and a giant eye there. Hello. Hello, being. I've seen you before. Hello again. Hello again. Hello. Save a copy. Wow. That's the first time I see this one. This is the first pass through, so you're getting my original reactions. Wow. Oh my God, so much to go through. It's too much. It's overwhelming. I've been saying I need a full-time staff for like a while now. Oh, this looks strangely like the. Oh, that's too interesting. I have to clear this one because what made a different black point? This here that looks like what I call my alien angel, which was something very special that happened while I was living in Vancouver. Where's that contrast? HDR. Wow, it's got a bit of a consistent shape, like a big round head shaped like that that narrows down. Like it's trying to express itself in a way that I'm recognizing. And Dr. Stephen Greer showed three alien images. That's what's in the grab title of whatever YouTube video, but he calls them extraterrestrials. I think I will as well. Alien is just such a weird word, especially when you're trying to get comfortable with an idea. Stop using the word that evokes uncomfortable body response because you're programmed by your TV in Hollywood to feel like that when you hear alien. You know what I mean? Change your programming. But yeah, my God, this thing looks just like my alien angel. Wow. I wish I could, yeah, the technology's there, and if I could just calm down and meditate and use my brains for the technology. I mean, I was a computer programmer. I should be able to call up at least my top 100 pictures by name, by voice command. So I could have just said, now bring up my alien angel, and it would show me an image to show you because it's almost identical, right down to the little thing here in the middle, like this. What's missing is just like an eye to the right and to the left. It's got like this twisted metal appearance, and then the bottom was kind of like beige. Oh my goodness. This is really giving me a lot of like synchronicity and hope. Oh, here's eyes that look a lot like it. Hey, I was just thinking earlier, I wish this would manifest back for me because I threw it out. It freaked me out. I thought it really freaked me out. It was like, oh my God, this little piece, and it was big like a grain of rice, and it looked like two pieces of twisted metal. It looked like the filament inside an old school light bulb. It had a hard, crunchy texture. I crushed it with glass accidentally, and I'm like, "What is?" I didn't crush it. I looked, and this was sticking on the bottom of the glass. I removed it, and it's big like a grain of rice, and it looked like this. And I have pictures of it, and it's so detailed. It looks angelic because it seems to have like a little halo on the top of a little like fiber stick, like a hair strand, and it's stiff. It's the weirdest thing I've ever found object, and it's just I knew it freaked me out so much I threw it out. Like I can't believe I threw it out. I regret it now. I've got a high definition printed image of it. I've got pictures of it. Save a copy, but definitely twisted like that. Yeah, I wonder. I'm gonna try to find it. I must have alien angels somewhere. Hang on. In my pictures, do I have alien angel? Alien. Well, here's the big red-headed thing that I'm saying is a common theme. I may as well show it a little bit. That's not a very good quality there. I was too zoomed in, but you see the big red head shape. See what I mean? And an eye here, an eye here, if you will. But this thing was just like a horizontal disc, a little bit like the shape of this white thing below, the very bright thing on the bottom. It was just blue, like a gray blue. looking like that, and then the next minute it's like that. Then and there's motion here. You see there's also a J there. That's kind of interesting. And on its snout, I call it a snout. It's a being, an intelligent being. Anyway, this light is literally glittering and going around its head. So aliens are, this is one expression of an entity, an extraterrestrial, although it still doesn't look like a typical ET. To me, I like interdimensional being with this one. I was still looking for alien angel, and I don't angel. Uh, right. Oh, I have that ready. Anyway, I really wish I could easily find that. Anyway, it definitely looks a lot like that. You know what? I'm gonna fix that problem right now. It's bugging me too much. I'm taking a picture, and it will automatically upload to my Google Drive. See what I mean by that. So this was the size of a grain of rice. Taking a picture of the picture. There we go. Okay, just again. Upload that immediately. Google Drive. I need organizational skills improvement. Just put it in the drive. The name will be, can't I save it as something? My drive. I want to specify file name. Other alien angel. Alien angel. Alien angel. Okay, done. Save. Okay, now I just took a picture of it. Print out. It's far too green in color. The background is not important. I'm going to show it to you right now because you've been this patient. I'll have to put time stamps to tell people go look at this time. Okay, so photos. There it is, right here. I just took this picture now. See what I'm talking about? This was big like a grain of rice. You see how it's twisted metal? It's kind of beige here on the bottom. Really, the color is just so off. I don't know. It's a little better. That's actually better because it was almost white, the background. It turned yellowish. There, kind of shows a bit more. There we go. There we go. Save a copy. So yeah, that I have a relationship with this thing and I regret throwing it out. But now I feel that that is represented in the last picture that I was showing you. In the middle here. It reminds me of that. And then two weird kind of eyes. This almost looks like it was just not finished expressing enough through the clouds or whatever. I don't know. Reset. Okay. Next. Okay, all that because of that little glittery thing. Internet troll. I didn't know what internet troll really meant because I go, well, I know what a phishing troll is. Anyway, that's probably the most exciting part of today. And in my cool dessert, I had, oh, here's some interesting ones. That's definitely movement of the camera. So the thing is that two things are happening. Yes, it's probably a UAP because you're seeing them all the time and they glow in really weird ways. And when your hand does shake, it will give the impression that it's a longer streak. Like this is possible, but at the same time, I'm not sure that that's just an accidental motion because why this pattern here and darker here? That's probably pretty still actually. sort of see it changing there. And how many people just think that's the
Shoot.
camera adjusting and trying to focus, and so
Shoot.
it
Shoot.
does this little game, this little effect. But why does it look different shapes? You know? So I found out it was just the camera's moving. Okay, well that negates 70% of my pictures. That's okay. I could take that. I'm trying to not attach too much ego to this and just keep an explorative mindset and educational mindset. Say, hey, I'm human. I have to look at this. Come on. That's the figure out. I don't know. Something's going on. And I don't need your validation. I'm just sharing with you that something is going on.
Shoot.
Wake up, stop watching the mainstream news and you're all that. Do you know how we're hypnotized human beings, as it turns out, a lot by frequency? So the frequency of the television is designed to give us all the beliefs that we have, and the result of that is that we're all effed up and we're all on anti-anxiety, mostly all this crap, because we believed it. I got so many COVID shots. I think I doubled what most people got because I had other, immune disorders, problems, the health, and it's like I was scared. I doubled up. So I may just get a turbo cancer that'll kill me twice as fast as your turbo cancer. Like that's one theory. That's quite possible. The levels of cancers are going up drastically. The foods we eat is all part of that too. This is interesting. This ends up being, yeah, I thought that was a slip of the hand, but it's not. So cool. I'm tired. It's 1:30. I'm gonna go to bed. Ranting too much about too many different conspiracies because there's that many. They're hard to keep a whole, track of. How about that? And my brain is trying because I was a student who needed to get 100, who needed to memorize everything, who needed to know it all. I was just putting that pressure on myself, and I did frequently get those hundreds, but now I can't keep up. I'm 55. I don't have my 20-year-old brain. But wait a minute, that's a story that we're told. And so what you believe about yourself and what you're told and what you repeat in your head, guess what? Becomes your reality, right? And so that's what I've done to myself. So my intelligence and amazingness is still unbelievably strong and powerful, given that I've only been beating up on myself in my mind for 55 years. Imagine if that would have all been positive self talk. I'm a superstar. I can do it. The mantra, I'm good enough, smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. Stewart something, SNL stuff for those of you that are mature enough to remember that, or fun enough to remember that. Okay, that's not a slip of the hand. I don't spell out stuff. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, this one ended up very interesting right here. Look at that. Oh, it's a friend who sent me a picture. That was not a real hold up or anything. It was a German fellow playing with a toy gun with the restaurant owner. Just thought I'd correct that. Ah, look at this. I didn't even watch Star Trek as a kid. My brother did, and he doesn't has no interest in UFOs and thinks I'm insane, which is interesting. Whereas I know I'm insane and seeing UFOs and had no interest in Star Trek. Star Wars was cool, but we don't need to live through that. But I think we already are. If you look up at the sky, oh, there's dinner. Peri peri chicken. I made myself in my air fryer. Well, that's enough, and that's a whole 30 minutes with Jean Marc here on this December 19th, 2024. Enjoy your night. And I guess we'll catch it tomorrow because this is like a daily thing. And yeah, I just have to get to bed and enjoy some sleep. These rolled up condoms, as Casper Site Ben Hendy mentions. Anyway, have a good night. Have a good day.